Okay, and welcome back to another painting with contrast paints. One of the super fancy Brawl miniatures. Tonight, it's going to be Deryn's turn. I'm really looking forward to this. I'm actually surprised I haven't painted her yet, to be honest. She's one of fan favourite characters, and she's one of my favourite characters as well, as that ranged character. Really good with trap hexes, either targeting enemies on trap hexes or herself going on trap hexes. And just to help with that, for example, one of her, when she levels up, she can basically go onto trap hexes, doesn't trigger the actual trap itself, and gains +2 defense with 7 health. Insane. It's situational, and obviously she can be pushed and pulled off trap hexes, which makes her squidgy. But she can be really insane, and she's got a fantastic reaction card, which is yellow. Not only does it give +1 to the defender, but you place Deryn adjacent to the attacker. And I've already talked about how powerful having movement outside of your turn on an opponent's turn, being able to move your character and decide where they go, is huge for objective play, because you score those objectives at the start of your turn. Anyway, moving on to the painting section. I've been making my way through the tokens, so that's kind of like one of the priorities, because I want to keep play testing the solo mode. I've not played it tons, so that needs to keep going along, and just tweaking that. And it'd be quite nice to have the tokens done, the 3D plastic tokens done in time for that. So yeah, lots of painting being done, as you can imagine. And Deryn's our next choice for the live stream. So let's zoom in and start thinking about Deryn. So I really hope OBS doesn't falter again tonight. The proof's going to be in the pudding, whether it stays active or not. Now, when I did prime Deryn, you can see there's a few spaces that the prime dish didn't get to. So again, I'm going to have to go over that with Rathbone paint, using the paint pot, just to make sure that the paint sticks, and I don't have to keep going over and over and over the miniature multiple times. These sculpts, I know I say it literally every single sculpt, these sculpts are just superb. I mean, just look how dynamic that pose and that sculpt is. Leaning back, shooting the crossbow while jumping back, Cloak going around her, the trap hex on her back, the trap on her back. It's just so thematic, and it's just beautiful. And obviously, being larger models, it means you get strings on your crossbows and your bows, which is always a welcome addition. So yeah, she's going to be awesome to paint. Hopefully, just looking at the colour scheme, hopefully relatively easy, he says. I might have just jinxed that, but we'll have to wait and see. But certainly one of the smaller miniatures. You compare her to Wrath, for example, or even Taze, and yeah, there's a bit of a difference in size. So we're going down in scale. She's also leaning back, so she's not stood upright with this. Anyway, so let's get that undercoat fully done first of all. So grabbing our Rathbone paint pot. Hang on, we got some people. Off-topic question: when dry brushing, do you wash your brush periodically? I certainly wash it after I've used that colour, but ultimately what you try and do with a dry brush, you can see how worn mine are, but they still do the job. You want to get the paint in the bristles as best you can. And what's really important when you're dry brushing, let's say you get some silver or whatever, you put that in the paint, and then you use it like a piece of kitchen roll, and you brush off most of the paint. You really don't want much paint on that brush, or it won't dry brush, it will basically paint. So you're getting rid of most of your paint from your brush, and you can test it on the underside of a miniature and just see if it's starting to catch those edges. That's ultimately what you're trying to do. And then you go on it. I won't then wash my brush and then go in with the same paint and do it again, because ultimately it's dry brushing. You want to stay away from getting water on your brush. So unless you're changing colour, I wouldn't wash your brush. Obviously, after you've finished dry brushing, wash your brush to look after your brushes. But they're really nice, and you should have a dry brush. So it's got slightly thicker, more sturdy bristles. They're not going to take away the paint, don't worry, but they will certainly not kind of go into all the crevices, which is what you don't want it to do. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question. Yeah, thanks, Ash. I did notice that. We'll continue dusting. Oh yeah, continue dusting. Yeah, definitely. So let's crack on with. And I think Chaos, you asked this question before. So there's the neat paint, and all I did was just dip my brush into the water a little bit first, and then give it so it's not completely neat paint. And then I'm just literally going to go over the bits I've kind of missed. I'll try and do that relatively fast. It will, because I'm only putting one layer on, it'll dry really quite quick. So we're not going to affect the live stream too much by doing this. Maybe a little bit. Just try and look. A little bit on there. I think that was it, really. It's just a tiny bit. Everything else is fine. Off with the paint. Let's just. Yep. Okay, done. Yeah, no, it's just the priming. It wasn't the actual paint, so don't worry. Right, okay. So looking at the art on the card, we've got some white fur going on. The flights of the arrow, the crossbows are white. White eyes, of course. We've got the trap, which will do similar to how I've done the normal traps. We've got white fur on the boots, green trousers, a lot of brown, as you would imagine, with a hunter. A lot of brown to go on, so we can try the different browns I've got, and wildwood especially. So we could do maybe leather here, wildwood for cape and everything. We've got the orange for the hair to make that nice and vibrant. We've got the blue, which we'll use some medium on to just layer it down a little bit. So yeah, not horrendous amounts of colours needed for this one, which is going to be nice. What race is Deryn? What race is she? Well, Huntress of the Eastwood. So I'm guessing human. But I've been getting most of the lore wrong in these videos for most of the characters, so I don't want to say that's definitely true. Right, okay. So let's crack on with the Apothecary White. So we're going straight in with Apothecary White, and doing all of the fur to start with. And the characters are really coming along now in terms of a collection, which is really fun to just have, to be honest. It's great to do it for the live stream, but just having these painted characters and seeing them on the mat as well, the neoprene mat, oh, so nice. So Chaos, yeah, that's the problem with buying. What I'm thinking of. That's the problem with buying online. Is especially with, it depends on the company, of course. But yeah, it can take a while to get delivered, and it gets delivered at different times, which can be annoying. I get all my paints from basically Warhammer shop. Don't know if they got them in the US, have they? Well, they must have, obviously, surely. Whether they're open or not is a different matter. And also whether you can get to them on time. Right, so we've got the cloak around here, which is all white. And again, it doesn't matter if this white goes on bits that aren't the cloak, because ultimately it won't matter. And then she's got some shoulder pads there. some shoulder armor, which are pretty cool. Yeah, they have an equivalent to Warhammer World too. Oh, okay, cool. Local shops out, right. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there's not much you can do if your local shops aren't open. There's literally nothing you can do. You just got to wait it out, as it were, and buy online. Just trying not to miss any fur. Some in there, some in there. She's got some beefy shoulder armour going on there. I've literally just gone over with the white, but again, doesn't matter. This armour is going to be painted over with lead belcher anyway. The flights of the arrow. This is Apothecary White. I pretty much always start with Apothecary White. As I say, I think the best way to go with contrasts is start with your lightest colours first and then just go to the darker colours afterwards, unless there's a particular part of the model which is really hard to get hold of. Okay, so that's the white done. So, have you managed to do your statues yet, Chaos? Right, next one will be the skin. So we're going in with Guilliman Flesh. Oh, I know what's wrong. I was thinking there doesn't seem to be enough light. That's better. So now we're going in with the Guilliman Flesh. Is that the right? Just bear with us a second. Better. That's why you asked the question. Awesome. So what I'm going to do here is just paint the whole face in this Guilliman Flesh, and then I'll come in with a mediumed, what do you call it? A mediumed blue to do the left-hand side of her face. And she's got kind of like a bald head. Oh, didn't notice that. There's a pretty hefty mould line going across the side of her head. Yeah, it's pretty noticeable. Should have perhaps shaved that off before starting. Never mind. We'll carry on. I mean, it won't be noticeable when you've got it on the table. So nice. What are you painting, Ash? SFB or something else? Oops. All right, how do you get rid of mold lines with a hobby knife? Yeah, exactly. You're painting Deryn too. Nice. That's cool. I'd love to see. Yum. Have you painted any? Is it Deryn going to be your first miniature, Ash, or have you posted anything on Discord? Because you're a good painter too. Yeah, obviously with the hobby knife, just be careful not to like gouge new facial features into your model. But effectively, if you use the kind of the scraping action, it tends to work quite well. Or just go in very accurately, and you should be fine. Is that? No, that's fine. Okay, so that's her hands and. She's not going to be easy to get to places. That's the only problem. I don't mind. Oh, nice. Awesome. That's awesome, Ash. Right, let's move on to the green trousers. So they got kind of like a pattern on them, but like this, like runic pattern, I suppose you can say. So I think we'll do military in green and warp lightning green as per usual. Military in green for the detail, and then warp lightning for everything else. It's to be incomplete, but I needed to get some more Retributor armor. Oh, awesome. Let's shut the Gilliman flesh. I did Griff Charger for them. What, the trousers? Yeah, that'd be quite cool. Griff Charger will work quite well. But I'm going to try and follow the card art as best as I possibly can with this. So we've got kind of diamond shape there, and then a line going down there, then 2 lines going up. And then it will be the diamond on the other side. Okay, so that's the art, and then we just got to use the green to kind of go around it. That'll be interesting. Hey, Kevin. Oh, K. Smith. Possibly not Kevin. Oh, actually, that's part of the trouser there. Yeah. Like that sort of thing. One line down there. Okay. Oh, and just okay, so trouser detail done. Now we need to go in with the ding ding ding. Kyle! Kyle. Oh, I thought we were going to guess lots of names beginning with K. Never mind. Kyle. Right. Kyle. Good to see you here, Kyle. You painting as well? Did I miss out that completely? No. I did that. Let's go with the warp lightning. You know what? I wasn't massively pleased with Nevermore while I was painting him, but the final effect, the final result, I'm actually quite pleased with. He looks alright. Oh yeah. You know me, I like the real bright colours. Yeah, nice. Yeah. Yeah, I got the demo in. I managed. Someone turned up, so that was good. Really nice German chap who was. You could tell he was quite good at board games because he picked up the rules really quite quickly. Not that there are tons of rules anyway, and it was a really good game, and we succeeded really well. We basically did the best as we possibly could, which was fantastic. So yeah, it was really good fun. Thanks for asking. I will be running a demo tomorrow, actually, at the same time, if anyone's interested. So, yeah, that'll be happening. Of the second scenario. And no, you won't have to have done the first scenario to do the second scenario. Okay, it's looking pretty good. Just gonna get it. Okay. Yeah. Ash is who's Castle Nash. He's running demos of SFB. Is it all day tomorrow? I think, isn't it, Ash? So and it's using Tabletopia, which is also free. So if you want to have some games, jump onto the Discord, and you can play either against other people or against Ash. Yeah, I think the detail will come through with that. I think that'll be alright. Perfect. Okay, trousers done. Whoa, I have. You could give him a chance, to be fair. Caleb's another one of the games masters. God, 5-0, 6-0. Can happen. Okay, what we go with next? I think we'll go straight onto the orange hair. Maybe. Oh, my daughter. It's okay. What's grabbing here? I'm just looking for. Yeah, I'm just looking at the mask. I don't think that's armor, is it? I think that's more kind of like a COVID face mask, to be honest. So it's more fabric or leather that's happening there. So let's go with the orange hair, and we'll use the one that Chaos is waiting for, the Griffhound orange. I think that's what you said you were waiting for. Love this colour. I mean, we could. Yeah, we'll see. I was going to say we could possibly. Sorry, hang on. I'm changing my mind. Let's grab that paint off now. What I'm thinking is this would be a good time to use the medium, because I actually I don't want it that deep an orange. I want it a kind of yellow colour, a yellow orange. So I'm just going to use. I'm going to use the orange. And the Iandan yellow. To make a nice mix, and then in with the medium. Again, I don't know if that's the exact way you're supposed to do it, but it seems to work quite well on Nevermore. It just thins it. It effectively just thins it, just like water would in normal paints, which would be quite important for this. And hopefully that will just give it a slightly more yellow tinge on the highlighted areas. Yeah, nice. I do love the immediate effect of contrast paints. It's so cool. She has got a hairband, but that's fine. That's all out there. Okay. And she's got hair dropping down, I better not forget that. There we go. Okay, so that's our hair done. Yeah, actually, to be fair, that's wet blending. So with normal paints, what you would normally do is you use two brushes. You would put, let's say, I don't know, here, I wanted it dark here, going lighter. You put the neat contrast paints here, or you put the neat paint there, and then with your other brush, wherever it would be, with your other brush, you get just water, and you use the water to kind of pick the paint up and just blend it. And then you get a really nice, easy, a really nice blend that doesn't have edges. So yeah, actually, technically, that could be exactly what you can do with this. You could wet blend with the medium. Yeah, that makes sense, Chaos. Actually, well pointed out. So especially for things like, well, maybe even this cloak, for example, as an example. So I could use the wildwood at the top, and then where it kind of gets more worn at the bottom, you could use perhaps a bit of medium, and you can blend that down the cloak. Might try that. Just to do a bit of wet blending. Okay, Snakebite Leather is going to be next for the quiver. Yeah, that's what I should be thinking of. This is just water. It's just basically water instead of for contrast. So wherever you used water for before, with normal paints, use the medium. So just to keep the paints wet, for one, would be a good start. I mean, obviously the big difference is contrast kind of do that different shades anyway. That's the nature of the paint. Whereas like your normal paints, you would you want some variance in the shades. So blending and wet blending is much more important, I would say, with your traditional paints compared to contrast. But still, yeah, it definitely could come about there. Try not to touch the hair, of course, which I've literally just done. Don't need to be too careful. I'm being way overcautious there because that's just going to be lead belcher anyway. Okay, so that's the quiver. I will probably the shafts would be metal. Well, maybe not. I don't know. Okay, so that's the Snakebite Leather brown. Let's go straight onto the cloak next. Just looking at the boots. What kind of boots are you wearing? Armoured? Let's have a look. Kind of like a dark brown, like a cloak, really. Yeah, same as a cloak. She's got knee pads, browns with gold. Okay. So Wildwood, where is it? Nope. I thought I got it out. Yes, I did. So Wildwood. Next, we're going to do the cloak. Right, so I might. What have I got here, paintbrush wise? Yeah, there we go. So I might do a tiny bit of that kind of contrast medium, maybe. I don't know. Let's get the tops done anyway. So this chaos, this would be the point at which you would. Well, let's just do it, just so I can show it. So she would have this quite dark all the way until the end. So what I'm thinking is doing a kind of worn edges of the cloak. So now that would be. Right, so once you get to that point, get your medium. And this is what the live stream was all, what I hoped it would be, is that people just saying things and saying, well, have you tried this? No. Good point though. So maybe just putting a lot of this on and then bringing it down. I want to be careful not to get the paint in the actual pot though. Obviously that would be pretty bad. Which is technically what I was doing with the blending anyway. And when you do wet blending, you don't worry about using loads of water, because that's the whole point. So you can start to see that it's not getting rid of the paint, which is what would do if you just kind of did it with water. If you did it with water, it would just get rid of the paint. It just wouldn't work as an effect. So kind of blend, I guess. That's a bit too much of all of it there. So you can see we've got that kind of, I mean that's a bit wrong there, but we've got this kind of blend, a soft blend I suppose, between those two colours. You could leave it like that I suppose. Don't know. It's quite cool. I think I probably want to go a bit darker though, so as with anything you can just add to it. So I don't want it to encroach that much onto the cloak. Oops, that's just a. Oops. Okay, so a bit of a change there. There's my first time using wet blending with contrast medium. There we go. All right, let's keep going with the cloak. And again, I'll do the same thing on this side. I guess you want to try and hit the right highlights as well, right? Oops. So you would expect a fair amount on the tops with the natural highlights. As it kind of dumbs down. don't know, not sure. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, it's worked. Obviously, make sure I paint all of it. Might be a little too little paint. There we go. Awesome. Okay, now we've got to try and get in there. Oops, wrong one. Ooh, that's pretty hard to get in there. That's always going to be the hardest part, underneath the leg. Now, where's the cloak? Is that all the cloak? Yeah. So if this is not on the screen, sorry, I'm just trying to look where this cloak is going as best I can. Yeah, that's just use loads and loads of contrast paint to try. Get in there. I think that's pretty happy with that. Let me just get up there. Awesome. Right, does it go around the front? I don't think the cloak does. Oh no, there's those. Okay, cool. So then we move. Let's just get the paintbrush quickly. Okay, so now we're going to do the kind of these sporran type things coming down. Just hit those with that brown. Remember, lead belch is going on here, so I'm not fussed about getting it on the spikes and the outside bits, the rim, the trim of it. And then third and final one. Oh, hang on, what's that one there? Like a... Is that belts? They're belts, right, okay. We're going with Snakebite Leather for the belts. So we can distinguish between them. And we'll also do the knee pads in the same as well. I think this will be a quicker miniature to do. There's going to be a fair amount of metal work to do, but ultimately, oh, there's a big mould line on the knee as well of Deryn. That's not going to matter too much because I'm going in with dark brown, but still, it kind of, the problem with it, especially with contrast paints, is it's going to give you pooling effect, an unnatural pooling effect, but it's not the end of the world. I think her knee, leg, ankle things will be the same colour as well, or shall I do those different colour? think I might go Seagull brown. Wow, that Wildwood's looking awesome. Yeah, I think I quite like that. So let's Seagull brown. I just don't want it to be the same as the cloak, really. So I don't know. Hang on, let me have a look at the art again. It doesn't really help. I think it might be a lighter brown. So with that in mind, what I will probably do for that is just use the medium to tone down Wildwood, and then just do Wildwood on the ankles. So we'll do that in a bit. Okay. I missed out quite a bit of green. Just touch that up. So underneath there, where you've got the strap, above that should be green. There we go. It's better. Then we got the weapon, which will probably actually. The weapon's got a bit of a two-tone effect to it, so I think we got Wildwood, and then Snakebite Leather. From Wildwood to Snakebite Leather. So let's give that a go. Where have I put my Snakebite Leather? I'm going to just do a kind of a slight wet blend on the miniature itself. Starting with a lighter Snakebite. And then the second half we'll do Wildwood. So the notch is metal, and then that's gold, so I'm not really fussed about going over that. Isn't that nice? Come on, that'll do. The bolt itself, so this is the fur of the bolt, looks like it's will work with Wildwood, so let's use that for the bolts. And then that means that we just need to do the other bolts in the quiver with the same. There we go. Okay. She does look badass. It's awesome. Okay, that Wildwood's now starting to really dry. Okay, let's go strapping next, I think, in with Snakebite Leather. And I think I'll use Snakebite Leather on her mask as well. So we'll do all of that next. She's coming to the quick, looks good. Yeah, I mean the weathered look of for the statues is relatively easy to accomplish. It is just a matter of dry brushing with just slightly lighter and lighter tones as you go. And the more tones you put in, the better the result will be. As with anything in painting, the longer you take on it and the more detail you put in, the better it will look. But that'll be really interesting to see how that looks. What's her chest going to be? I think she's got more strapping there, so yeah, more of that there. Yeah, I do think she will not take as long as the others. Just the nature of how much to paint, really, and the differences. And what about her gauntlets? They look certainly metal here. Maybe maybe Snakebite Leather. Yeah, let's go Snakebite Leather for the one part. So this part here. And then her other one. Now hang on a minute. Yeah, this here should have been wildwood. And this should be wildwood. Right, okay, let's do that now. Oh, actually, no, sorry, face mask first. Before I do anything. Now they've actually detailed the parts of the mask, which is really cool. So you can see the detail in that. If I bring that up close, so of a mask, you can see where the gold needs to go, which I do really appreciate. It makes painting it much easier rather than trying to do it all freehand. Okay, so back to wildwood. Let's get the rest of that cloak done. Alright, where was I there? So this is the cloak I was talking about. Is that part of the... that's part of the handle, so maybe if we do that slightly different colour, that'll work against the contrast of the brown. Under here. Yeah, and underneath there. What about that bit? What's that bit? Yeah, I think that's it as well. Oh no, right, okay, that's fine. Just gone over the handle, the ratchet handle on that side, but that's not a problem. Because that's going lead belcher again. Let's do the connectors, this wildwood as well. Okay. So sleeves now done. The cloak. Actually, I should have done the wildwood for the rest of the... Yeah. So not quite finished. Now we need to just do this. What's the string? The string's like Cygor brown for the string. It looks like it's really dark. Oh, careful. Oh, I just thought I flicked the airbrush then. Just be careful with there we go. Just about save that. Flicked onto a hair. That was a bit of a mistake. Because if you miss that, then you have to go over that area of hair again with the primer, because it's a darker colour. You can't just go over it. And just that bit in the corner. Awesome. And I obviously put my finger on that, which I just realised. So not a great effort there. Okay, before we move on to the metal, let's just have a little look at that. This shoulder armour here. They're almost like traps. Almost like traps on the shoulder. What is that? Try and figure out what this is behind the hair. Is that just Cloak? I think it's just Cloak, which I've used Apothecary White on, so that's fine. The shoulder, have we got an example? Is that the shoulder? No, maybe not. Brown, I mean, it's quite block coloured. Oh, sorry, it's quite block coloured, but it looks like it's a brown colour. Yeah. So more browns, not metals. Okay, so I think what we'll do is we'll do, in between we'll do with a slightly mediumed Snakebite Leather, and then we'll hit in with a Wildwood. No, a Cygor Black. So yeah, Cygor Black. Cygor Brown. So we're going to use our Snakebite Leather, but we want it to be really quite a light brown. So colour on the palette, and we'll just water it down effectively with medium, which will ultimately just make it a bit lighter, hopefully. And again, the Cygor Brown will definitely go over this. That shouldn't have. That was white actually. That doesn't matter. So Cygor Brown to do the spikes of the shoulder pad. Looks like it's just seeped into it anyway. Good enough. Is that too? Yeah. And that's, is that part of the trap? I think that is actually, that's a spike, I believe, on the shoulder. Okay, so she's got her, whoops, her shoulder spikes done. Is that the rest of it just metal work? Got to do the face, obviously. Metal. Oh yeah, the boots need to be done. So let's contrast down. In fact, let's use this that we've just created for the shoulder pads on here. Make it nice and light. Get a good difference between. Oops. Run out of that, so need to do some more. Cool. Let's go that way anyway. And then I think, you know what, I might just carry on that with the boots. Trying to look at the detail now. Is that a metal slat going around it, or? Yeah, I think I'll just carry on with this colour for the whole shoe, the whole boot. Yeah, no, that's definitely the right choice. Alright, I think I'll move on to the blue part of the face first, and then I'll do the metal work. So again, I'm going to just put that away because I don't need it again. So we're going to get the blue in there and give it some medium just to thin it down. I don't want it to be completely bright blue. I still want it to have the brightness of blue, but I want it to be a bit more transparent. So again, if you were using normal paints, use some water it down, it becomes more and more transparent. It's like the same with contrast, use the medium, does the same job. That probably does actually. Yeah, perfect. So you can see that we're still getting, we're still getting that quite nice blue, but the skin tone is still kind of coming through. It's not really super bright, vibrant, which is exactly what I was hoping for. Nice. Right, metalwork. So on with the lead belcher. Yeah, it's alright, isn't it? She's coming along alright. Such a nice mini. Alright, let's get this on. You finished dry brushing yet, Chaos? Quite a packed brush here. Yeah, this is all metal anyway. Ah, no. Be careful of the fur, of course. In fact, have I even... No, I haven't. I've missed out the whole fur there. That needs to be done. Again, obviously don't worry about the plasticky nature of this metal colour, because once we get the shades on, it will come out much better. Dwarf yellow zone, right? Dwarf's yellow. Yeah, move on to the band colour now with Balthasar gold. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, the dwarf is the yellow statue, if that's what you mean. Yes. Yeah, Rigel, wasn't it? Yeah, you got the big mage, which I've actually forgotten the name of. Who's the red, and then you've got Manipulation, who's the multi-armed character statue, which is blue for Manipulation. Yeah, that wouldn't be good if you got the wrong colours mixed up. Well, it doesn't really matter, but yeah. And with this technique of the lead belcher, this is probably my most satisfying part of all the paints, apart from Arquette's blending. I really enjoyed that. Just because it just looks so good once it's done. This is metal here. Then we've got underneath here, we still got some metal. And behind the hands, is that metal? Or is that? Yeah, she looks like it is. So we'll carry on metal down the handle. Then we've got a metal rim around the quiver. We've got the buckle, and of course the end of the quiver. So paint round. Try and get in there in a minute. It's got the bear trap to go, of course. Just looking. Yeah, let's crack on with the bear trap. It's a good sized part of the miniature. And the question is, I guess, what I should have. Yeah, obviously the bear trap, this will be brown behind it, so we'll leave that blank. We don't really want it to be metallic brown. So we'll be a bit more careful than I first thought it would need to be, because you would see through the trap, of course, over the gaps. So we need to make sure we show that. It follows a similar thing as the trap tokens. It's one chunky trap. It's awesome. And that's the fur coming over the top there, so make sure I don't go over the fur. Don't go over the hair. She doesn't want metal hair, ideally. Unless it's a different paint job you plan on doing. It needs to come down to across to here. Okay, that's the trap done. Next we need to do the detail. So I think I'm going to go to a smaller brush for this, because the trim of the I didn't wash that brush, did I? It's the trim of the armour. It needs to be done next. It's nicely detailed on the model itself, so that's all good. And of course, the spikes from that as well. And while I'm here, there's buckles like that can be done. This is an absolute great miniature to paint. Really enjoying this one. Okay. Oh yeah, the side. Nearly forgot. So we're nearly there with the metal work, which is nice. Do the knee pads, of course. Oh, easy. Ah. Forgotten a strap on that leg, so that will need to be done with the Snakebite Leather I was using, wasn't I? Okay, that's that bit done. Buckle on there, yep. Any bits? We can always come back over them, of course. So not the end of the world if I've forgotten bits. Oh yeah, the knee pads. Obviously being careful here because I've effectively painted that area in its entirety, especially the green. Okay. Right, so we need to do some Apothecary White in there. We need to do the strap there. And just touch up a little bit of green there. Slowly and surely getting there. So, start with the green. It's just a tiny bit. Just up against the armour. The green. Then we'll do the Snakebite Leather. Snakebite Leather. And then we'll do Apothecary White. We'll do the same for this, because this is a Fletch. We did do that on those, didn't we? Yeah. Yep. And you see that I need to do the string, which is going to be Cygor Brown. Yeah. Should be Cygor Brown. Which is the darker of the browns. Am I going to get in there? I don't know. Do I need to get in there? The question. I mean, not really. Just looking, and it's strings there. Okay, that'll do. Unfortunately, I need to get some. There's some silver I've missed. Okay. Oh, I missed that. Rest of that. There we go. That's the string of the crossbow. Then we've got some. Yeah, we've got some. Oh, I've got a smaller brush. So just getting in there. Doing that bit there. And then there was something else. There. Oh, and the back of the crossbow itself I've missed off as well. Okay. She's looking pretty good. Detailing to come once we've done the metalwork, of course. Oh, that's pretty... Okay, still need to do a bit more metalwork. I just realised, have I got enough on this plate? On this plate? On this brush? Yep, should be fine. Just the edges of some of these I just missed off. Just looking for anything that's white, basically. It shouldn't be white. That looks good. Okay. Now this obviously needs to be metallic as well. Oh, I know what we need to do. We need to do the brown now. So going back to the wildwood, what we use the for the coat itself. I might go in small brush here just so I'm not going over the bits I've just done. Oh, that's a bit too much paint. I've pretty much got away with that. But so it's almost like showing the illusion that it's see-through. Okay. Right. So we got. Let's try and use my eyes. Looks like we've got. At first glance, they look gold, but I think they're silver. So silver studs. Gold trim, silver on here, silver. Okay, so let's go with the golds first. So Iandan yellow to go over the lead belcher. So these would be gold. This will be gold as well. And then we'll go to the back of it and do that gold. It's going to be silver, and then we got this as gold as well. Kind of the detailing. Whoops. Here as well. Not we can really see it, but we can certainly just go in. I'll do. This is gold too. As well as the top. Knees. Anything else? Yeah, gold buckles. These are gold, apparently. I didn't even paint that one silver, did I? Dear. Let's get that silver back out a minute. Just got one little splodge to do. Which is the belt buckle here. Which needs to be gold. I think that's all the gold done. Well, saying that, it almost looks as though the central armour plate is gold and the others are silver, so let's go with that. I'll just knock my miniature over. So let's go gold with these. And silver for the... No, let's use them all gold. Let's do the spikes all as gold and then the trim as silver. So, to do silver colour, we use Basilican and Grey. Oh, it doesn't stay open if I remember rightly. It's a bit annoying, but never mind. And we, ooh, it's a bit, that's not very good, is it? Just noticed that. And if you see any white splodges, this is where Basilican Grey will just sort it out anyway. Might be too much. I watched the Playmobil movie with my son and daughter today. We got the projector out, had a kind of like a bit of a cinema day. The weather was absolutely shocking, as big always. And we watched the Playmobil movie, and my God, I got a song stuck in my head. We can do it that way. I won't insult. this live stream with a rendition. But oh god, I hate it when you get a song stuck in your head. Cheesy, catchy song. Okay, let's get. I think we're ready for the trap. So, and don't go sparingly on the trap. Because ultimately it wouldn't be very bright and shiny, would it? The trap. And you can go in with all kinds of washes on this just to make it look a bit more used, a bit more earthen. I'm not going to go through it on this stream, of course. I'm not going to be painting mine that way, but yeah, loads of options here with the trap. And then any silver bits that you missed on the inside of the trap there, that Basilicanum Grey will just literally cover it. So hang on a sec. I've just gone a bit over the hair there. Nice. Let me just look at something a minute. Oh, that's okay. Can I even go over the top of it? Doesn't look like. It looks really bright for me for some reason. There. And then I'm just going to use the Basilican Grey itself just to get up here where the white is. I'm just going to be putting this on. Well, just to make sure that's not bright white. I don't think you probably can't see that. It's underneath the arm, so it's not visible anyway. I think that is the metal done. In fact, that's mostly her. Oh, hang on. Yeah, that's mostly her done. I'm going to be needing to do the face mask and the face itself. That needs a lot more work. Well, not a lot more work. It needs some more work. Obviously the base as well. So let's move on. Let's just paint that gold buckle that I missed out. So I know that's done so fast. First one so far. In Idaho. You done the statue? I can't see it. I don't think it comes up on the chat. I don't think you put pictures on in the chat. I could be wrong there, but I'll definitely be looking at if you want to chuck it on Discord. I'll have a little look. Yeah, she's looking cool. Oh, that's come out really well. I'm really glad I went with the green trousers, to be honest, because that gives a really nice clash of colour against all those browns, whites, and greys. Right, face mask. So, what I'm going to have to do here, I think, is go in with the small brush and pick out those highlights and pick out the details with a Wraithbone. Then I'll go over with probably. Is it supposed to be, or is it supposed to be gold? Should be able to find out from. Is that supposed to be gold? It does look like it, doesn't it? Yeah, I'd say that's gold face mask. I won't do that. We'll go in with this, with the metal. And am I right in saying, Chaos, that's your first miniature? Because that is absolutely awesome, if that's true. What am I doing? I forgot what I'm doing. What am I doing? I was doing the face mask. That's right. Right, now we've got to be careful. Especially near the face. Because ultimately I've just done that blue, that really nice blue finish. I do not want to ruin that. Right, I'm going to try and use my side of my brush. Can't actually see that at all. Let's try and get some light literally down on. Yeah, I think that'll work. Cool. If I can, as best I can. Yeah, that's it. I do not want to jinx that any further. I think that'll be fine. I mean, the vast majority of it looks metal, but I think that'll be fine. Let me just, because sometimes it's easier to see if I put it to the camera. Because I didn't want to make it. Yeah, I've lost a lot of. Unfortunately, I've lost a lot of the brown from that. I'm gonna have to change that. I'm not happy. Not happy with that at all. So I'm going to end with the Wraithbone and doing a bit of touch up. What time are we on, by the way? 1 hour and 39 minutes of stream. Yep, this is definitely a shorter miniature. Although I've got to do all of the. Hang on, let me just quit. So I think actually we'll have the centre line white in there and in there. So it's just the easier way of doing it anyway. Picking out the detail with the white. That'll do. That'll be fine. Okay, I'm putting the different colours on, that could be an issue. Right, eye-wise, we've got the left eye completely white, but you see it's surrounded, so we're going to do the old yeah, we're going to do the old Black Templar and then white over the top. So Black Templar to really just give it that contrast bounce. She is going to look like a devil for the minute until I sort this out. Cool. So that's good for the eyes, I think. And then she's got kind of like then she's got eyebrows. No kidding. But not full. Whoa. Get on the top of it. What's going on? That's way too much paint. Can't seem to. I think I'll just use it like a slightly, with a really quite thick. That's not gone well. That's not gone well. Stop. Right, I've gone to, it was almost a uni brown, not happy with that at all. Okay, cool. So we've saved that-ish. Let's make sure, there we go. And we haven't got rid of the other eyebrows, so that's good. That's what I was hoping, because I'm quite happy with the first one. How does that look for eyebrows? Is that a bit too high, that other one? Yeah, that's really too high. Oh dear. Let's get rid of that. Just using water, and it will get rid of it for you, no problem. Like so. I don't think I'll bother with the other eyebrow, because she's kind of aiming down with, or whatever. No, I'm not going to bother with the other eyebrow, because I think that'll give her a good effect anyway. Awesome. Well, if the channel finishes right here, right now, I'll be a happy man. If someone's got into painting and got some ideas, that's what it's for. So yeah, good to hear. Just gotta wait for that Black Templar to. Oh, look how cool that is. Just looking down the sights. If I can get the camera right. Just looking down the sights. Pew. Right, here we go then. This is the hard bit. So we've got to try and get that white on that. Now, it's a massive eye. Have I done that big enough? No, I haven't. Oh, we'll get there eventually. She's got, if you look at the art, she's got huge eyes. I haven't got enough down. There we go. That is better. That's better. That's much better. Right. What I might do is, while waiting, I might do the metal of that trap. So I aim for these streams to be about 2 hours long, so still got a quarter of an hour for this particular one. So let's crack on. I think before I started this I should have painted the in between it. Never mind. By using Agaros dunes, will just look like it's a used trap anyway, so that'll be fine. But this has been a real fun miniature to paint. Not gonna lie. Here we go. She's awesome. And a really fun character to play as well. Left is good eyebrow. Her right side is high. I think once you see the... yeah, you could be right, actually, to be fair. But I think once you see the rest of the eye done, I think it'll be fine. I suppose that is the... We'll do the white first and then see how it comes out. You could be right. Oh, her left eyebrow. The one that's on I left. Oh, okay. Right, okay. That's all right then. Let's go in. Oof. So we got to try and hit this one eye spot on. And eyes are always a hard part, even though these are quite large miniatures. Now it's actually quite a large part of it is this. That could be good. That could be perfect. Oh, please. I hate having to redo eyes. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yep. Pretty happy with that. Is it like a false eye? Because it does stand out. Right, now we've got to try and do the other one. This is going to be a lot harder. No, not quite. Let's change the angle, try and get better. Go on, Bennett. Actually, that's worked. Yes, that has worked. Nice. It's looking good. Yeah, eyes are practice. They just require just going for it, to be honest. If you don't just go for it, then the paint will dry or whatever it might be. Now she's got a blue eye. So I want that to be quite a pronounced blue. Let's use a little bit of Talisar again, and let's not. I don't know why I just put that on there, but you know. Right, so now we've got to try and get the next bit bang on as well. Right. Oh god. So I'm going to have to keep my head in the way there. So I don't want her to look like she's got two white eyes. Yeah, that's good. And then the last thing is, we'll use a little bit black. That earlobe. She got an earlobe? Oh no, she's not got an earlobe, has she? That earlobe. Have I missed something? Is that an earlobe? That's too far back. What do you mean, Ash? You got me intrigued. Is that an ear, not hair, or something? Oh! I thought, I thought you meant on the bloody model. Okay, yeah. Yeah, was that a nice zoomed in image of the earlobe? Brilliant. Right, I've got to try and make a pupil now. Jeez. To be honest, I think that's as good as I'm going to get, really. Ugh. Okay. This is the face. Now, is it... The thing is, if you look on here, I haven't. Basically, the problem I've got is I didn't make the white as big as perhaps I should have. And I don't know if you can see, but she's looking. She has got an eye. It's quite hard to see, but yeah, I'm happy with that. Right, let's get the Snakebite Leather. I'm going to try and do this mask. So we've got down the middle, the sides. Yeah, nice, perfect. So the white of her mask is now brown, and then the final stage of that is just going in with the yellow to highlight that, and then she's done. Yeah, she's cool. She's very cool. Just checking around. I think we're good. Tell you what, while we're waiting, let's start getting the base done, as we've still got 5 minutes left of the stream. So we got, I was going to say we got stone, but I don't think that is stone, because there's quite a bit of grass coming off it. I might do a kind of mud. Nah, let's go in with full Acaros. Agaros. Sorry, not Acaros. How did you find Kilgore to paint, Ash? Andrew was saying it was quite hard going. If you're still there. make it in there. Pretty easy, to be honest. It's mostly... Oh, is it mostly metal? Oh, sweet. That will be easy then. Right, so I think Kilgore might be my next miniature to paint. I can't actually get... Try and do it that way. That's pretty good. So the Agorist done. I am going to use a bit of, actually I'm going to use a bit of wild wood while it's wet. Where is it? To just give a little bit of difference on the base. I'm going to make this into more of a mud. Yeah, it's better. So it's got a slight difference between the two. Wearing the dark steel isn't he mostly in full plate? Wearing the dark steel armor isn't he mostly in full plate? I don't know. I guess so. What was I going to do? Oh no, I know. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Add a little bit of yellow to that. It's fine. Okay. Just wait for things to dry really now. Get the green on the grass, and then she is complete. Black around the outside, of course, as per normal. So warp lightning green. Just getting the last bits of grass down. Nearly there. Because they're all the grass blades are all very spiky, I tend to just put quite a lot of contrast on and let the contrast just flow into the grass itself. Miracle that the streams managed to stay stable. This time, so that's good. It's good news that it's actually working now. To be fair, I just restarted my computer, so it might have had to do a few updates or something. And that's why it was oh wow, there you go. Bit of my beard there as well. Bonus material. And there we go. Nearly. There we go. One in here. Okay, so there is Deryn done. Oh, glory. I'll post pictures on Discord as per normal. But yeah, she's a really nice sculpt. A real joy to paint, and she's going to look good. She's going to fit on the board well. So, thanks again for watching.